Has been traveling around the country talking to people about the film and anything else. Alan Alda's new movie, Sweet Liberty, opens this weekend, and Alan has been traveling around the country talking to people about the film and anything else. Alda is as charming and intelligent when he's himself as he is when he's someone else. In this scene, he has an excuse to be something other than charming.
I have a wonderful wife and I adore her. But I've been very naughty with several of the ladies in the village. I always do that. It's incredibly self-destructive.
Elliot, there's a... Elliot, there's a... Elliot! Tired?
And what goes through Alan Alda's mind when he sits in a theater, as he did the night I saw Sweet Liberty, and he hears the people watching break into laughter.
It's funny. Because there's so many people around, I can't jump up and down and go, you know, I can't do that. So I actually do a silent version of that. I go, well, the person sitting next to me doesn't know what I'm going through, and I go, and I love it. It just sounds so great to me. You know, it's hard to make a movie that's funny. It's very hard to make a movie where they laugh from the beginning all the way through to the end, and they get very excited toward the end of this, and they start cheering and applauding. And I'm just fresh from having done it, and I can remember very clearly how tough it was to make it work. And when I see it working in scene after scene, I get extremely excited. I mean, I'm just full of it fills me with pleasure.
That pleasure comes after a year and a half of writing, 12 weeks of shooting, 8 months of editing. What happens the first time the creator sees his product?
And then you put it all together the first time, and it's invariably a little disappointing. Most directors, and I've read interviews with directors, and it was reassuring to see that most directors feel that the first time it's put together, you shouldn't watch it anywhere near a loaded gun, because it doesn't work.
That was a parallel experience, I gather, with you. That's what happened?
Sure, yeah. I mean, it didn't, because it's untimed. It's not fashioned yet. I mean, the whole, you know, the old joke about what's the secret of comedy. Ask me, what's the secret of comedy?
What's the
timing?
Right.
That's the joke. So, and that's the truth too. The first time you put it together, it's not timed because you haven't seen it together yet, you know.
The timing is evident in this film. Watch the way this roller coaster works.
I have to talk to Leslie. Go ahead, I'm not moving. Come on, Elliot, come on. Are you crazy? You'll be killed, Elliot. We better sit down before we get to the top. It could be very dangerous. Get retreated.
Part of the reason this film works so well, Alda directed, starred, and wrote the script. The character he plays is that of a writer whose book is destroyed by filmmakers. And yes, Alda says that's the way it really is.
Your wife suspects something.
No, not for a second. Give me your lips.
Writers are so little regarded that you don't even hear their story. You don't hear their side of the story presented much. I mean, they beat them up and rob them and leave them in the ditch, and nobody even notices that the body is laying there, you know? So nobody really knows what the writer's story is. The fact is that most writers for films and television routinely have their stuff rewritten without their approval or without consultation. Yeah, consultation, of course, means nothing. Consultation is nice to talk to you, I'll see you later.
Alda does admit that writers shouldn't necessarily have the final say because words on screen and words on paper are so different. He's one man who obviously understands the difference. You know, those scenes that we saw were the obvious gags in the movie. Now, right. The better gags are the subtle ones. It's a good film.
He really has that touch for human values and human laughter.
That he does.
Timing. I love that, timing. I can't wait to use that one.
Right.
Just ahead.